So, you want to know the best view model to use in CSGO? I've got you covered. Let's jump right into this. So, we're back in Crash's config generator, and I'm just going to show you the best options. To start with, it's the default one. And I just want to make it very clear, the default view model is actually really good. This is it right now, what you're seeing. I think if you hop into the game and you just play, this view model is pretty much bang on. I think in some cases you might be able to say, okay, maybe it covers a little bit of the screen, maybe you're checking something, and you maybe don't see these two bots here. Maybe if you're holding it in a position, different angle, you might miss them if they were to push out. But that is an argument you can make for almost every view model in the game. I think the default is obviously bang on. It's what I use most of the time. I had used a different view model, which I'll show you next. But with the content and TikTok and stuff, the default view model works best for making sure we can capture that. Also, if you've changed around from the default one and you want a really easy way to get it back, I'll have a bit of text on screen now and also in the description down below that you can use into the console command to get it back. Now, the view model I just mentioned that I used and preferred for a while is this one you can see on screen. It is quite long. There'll be text on screen. You can see it in here in the console command. It will be in the description if you want to copy and paste it. But you can see how that changes my gun. It pushes it a bit lower and a bit further to the right hand side, so it's freeing up more of the central vision for me so that I can be a bit more focused. Maybe it's not in my peripheral as much. Also, it's less likely to block someone, so those same bots that were positioned about here, like if I was to aim now, I'm basically, unless I'm aiming upwards, which isn't realistic, like this is head height, it's very unlikely that I'm going to miss someone on my screen. Maybe if I was playing like Heaven and Overpass and I miss someone to my bottom right, that then opens up that potentiality. But for the most case, this view model is nice and tucked down in the right hand side, and also you can flip it onto the left if you want, and it would look like so. So if you're a left-handed player, this is how it would look. I think this itself, if you can get used to playing left-hand side, this view model is unbelievably good. And now the last one I want to show you is the central view model. For me, it gives me sort of like reminders of like I'm going to like Quake kind of thing. You can see it here. This is it. It'll be on screen in the text, and I'll have it in the comments down below. But it talks it very central, so everything is central focused, and you're less likely to miss anything in your peripheral on the left or right. I think for me, actually, it looks super nice with the deagle in this position. It looks super clean. It may take a while to get used to for this. For me, the rifles just look super weird holding them like this, but at the end of the day, you're still shooting the same. Recoil control is still the exact same. It's just how your eyes, how your mind is perceiving the gun on the game, and how that works for you. You can come into the likes of Crash Generator if you want to be really niche and mess around with it, so you can play around with the offsets. That puts it all the way to the right. That puts it all the way into the middle. So Y is how close the gun looks to you, so we can bring it all the way to the minimum to tuck it in nice and close. And then for Z, or Z if you're American, the max offset is very fucking high. Like look at this. This is insane. If you play out like this, maybe in a challenge, it's almost like it's FOV. Let's turn around the map and spray like this. But you can put that onto the min. It tucks it right down. And we also have FOV, which you can put min and max. There you go. That's a central gun basically tucked very nicely. So you can see the screen fully. So that's it. That is some of the view models you can use. I'll put it back onto what I think my preference is, which would be this tuck bottom right option, because it keeps it well out of the way. Obviously, if you do prefer left hand, you can change it to left hand, but it's not blocking any real vision at all. Nice and clean to play with and look at, and it won't cause any problems. Outside of that, the default is going to be the next best option, with the central being the third for me. Let me know down below which view model you use, and if there's any specifics I've missed here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.